Welcome in. All right, we are attempting a new flower tonight. This is the Daylily, called a marigold. Mary's Gold Daylily. That's it. So I've never made this flower before. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge, and that's okay. That's what we live for, challenges. And we got everything. We're good to go. So let's get started on this bad boy. So I'm going to try a method that I don't do a lot on here, and that's with these scaled carbon plates. And they are, they kind of have like grooves in them, so I can create patterns in the glass with the carbon plate. And that is going to be our go-to right now. And I think I'm good. Let's go ahead and get started. What's up, Daisy girl? All right, let's get started. I'm gonna pop this off. I just cleaned my bench, so I know this is gonna fly off and make a mess. Has to. I did cruising. Yeah, you'll see it going out in the next, probably tomorrow. I did get your info, though. I thought I responded with a thank you. Yeah. This might be a little thick for what I want to do. Wonder if I got one of my little 8mm here. Let me see if I got a smaller 8mm. I do. That one, and we're going to need one more here. Please have one on my bench, just one. I'm not asking for much. Haha, got it. There we go. All right, now we're going to get started. So we're doing the Daylily Marigold. Mary's Gold. I say it Marigold. But anyway, so we're going to be doing textured flower petals on here. I'm going to try one of the petals first, then we're going to see how we do. Not too far off from the iris, to be honest. It shouldn't be that hard. Hardest part is this color, because this color is very sensitive to heat, like that. There we go. There we are. I'm going to actually have to soften this flame up a little. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and start with the initial petal, the flower petal. We're going to make a large ball here. And then we're going to use a grooved plate. So this has grooves in it, channels. And it'll create a pattern just like the flower petal does. And I hope it works really well. And so we got to bunch all this glass up really well. How's everybody doing? What's up? Welcome in. So yeah, we're doing a challenging flower right now. And it's only challenging because I haven't done it before. And that is the only reason. I know I can do it. It's just a matter of figuring out the process. So I've got several photos up in front of me so I can work off that. And like I said, we got to work a very, very soft flame for this. Normally I'm running this thing a lot hotter. So I want to make sure I have enough on here so I can make a big enough petal. Okay, a few more seconds here. We should have enough. So it's about half a rod for each one of these. And that gives me an idea how much glass I'm going to need in the process. All right, we're going to separate. We're going to start heating this up. While I'm doing that, I'll bring this in so you guys can see the effect of the filter. So my glasses are made of a substance called didymium glass. Didymium filters out sodium flare like that. Allows me to see into the fire. And now we got this hot. We're going to take our squishers here. We're going to lay this on the plate. And did I get enough of an impression? Nope. So we're going to press it down a little bit more. No, we didn't get a whole lot of impression in there. So I got a reserve plate over here that we'll use right there. And we'll see how the reserve plate does. That did better. So what I wanted to do was add in that little pattern right there. So we needed to add in a little bit of almost like a waffle pattern. So I'm going to do that one more time, though. I didn't get that so straight. There we go. So I think I got it, but if it doesn't stay deep enough, I'm going to have to add in my own lines to it. But I hope I got enough of a groove on it. Let's go ahead and see if I can get this bent in the petal shape. So there is one bend. So we got, I think it kind of lasted, got a little bit of some grooves in there. They lifted and stayed. And now we got to create the little extensions on here. It's almost like an iris. We'll come over here. Let me, so sorry, I'm looking at pictures here. So we're attempting the very first petal of this. There we go. Had to give it more of a ruffle. That is it. I think it worked. So I think we got ruffle petal done. Now that'll be really bright yellow when it's all completed. I'm going to pull that point off though, so that little pointy end isn't going to be there in the end. I just have it on there so that I can do an attachment rod. We'll round it off a little bit. Then we're going to separate here. And then these kind of fold over each other. So that'll be another interesting little caveat there. Okay, so we got petal number 1 done like that. I hope you guys can see those grooves in there. I was pretty proud of getting them in there. They look really good. Okay, so we're gonna put these off to the side because I'm gonna use a fresh rod for each one of these. All right, let's go ahead and get this burnt off here. This is gonna pop probably. Nope, we got lucky. How's everyone doing? What's up? Type 1 in the chat if you're having a good day. What's up, L to the B? Chrissy girl, what's up? How you doing? It's always nice having a visual audience when we're making this stuff. Keeps it real. All right, let's go ahead and build up for the next one here. So we got to make 6 total. We got 1 done. So we only have 5 to go. And I'll get a little faster at these as we go, as I start developing the technique for it. But yeah, this color does not like to be overheated. This is one of those colors I was referring to that can boil. And this one will definitely do it. Not as bad as orange. Orange is like the nemesis color. That one hates the fire. So if you want to see what I'm making, look up Daylily Mary's Gold. So it's called the Daylily Mary's Gold, and that is what I'm making. And it's actually a cool looking flower. That's definitely a little bit of a challenge in the beginning. Oh, I'm on the wrong damn view. Ah! There we go. How's that? Much better view. And here we go. All right, we got a little bit more to go. I definitely brought enough yellow up here. I didn't want to halfway run out. That would definitely suck. All right, let's get this built in. And right there, we should be good. So now we just heat this up. We'll press it into the groove tool up here. I don't know where I got that. It looks like a heat sink for something, but I know, oh, I do know where I got it. I got it at a thrift store. I'm always carousing thrift stores for unique looking tools that can make images or shapes. So I'll go in the kitchen section and I'll just browse. picking up every little bit, seeing if there's a different tool I can use for a shape. All right, so we got the ball made. We're going to bring it over, lay it down, and give it a nice push. Oh, that one definitely got the grooves. It's got its groove on. Yeah, that definitely waffled out. And then we heat it up and we'll pull it into shape. And I'm never hitting the groove side. And there we go. Pull that off. So again, this is what it looks like before we start carving in the little sides. We got nice little grooves going. I'm trying to keep a little bit of an organic look to it. And we'll come to the other side and get that one. So we're just carving these little ruffles in there. Get it on the brink of melting, but not fully melted yet. And there we go. So we got number 2 done. Getting a little faster at these. A little better at it. And again, this color will be bright orange or bright yellow. It looks orange right now. So this glass, it gets very orangey looking when it's hot. And then when it cools off, it's back to yellow. The yellow or the orange actually looks very red to brown. And then the red version of this looks brown when it's hot. It's made with a metal oxide called cadmium. And there we go. We got that beautiful color going like that. It's starting to look good. I like these. I may actually love this flower. I may actually love making this flower. We'll find out. We'll find out after I'm done. All right, let's make the next one. There we go. Oh, there it goes. Pop, pop. Again, a very loose flame, very organic out here. Did I change professions? Nope. Nope, still the same goofy guy on here melting glass. And here we go. So we got to make this little ball here. This is actually going way faster than I thought. I thought it'd take me a lot longer. Although we haven't done the center part yet. That's where the little extensions are, the little, I think they're called Stinsons or something, the little center part of the flower. I forget the name. So yeah, we're making a flower called the Daylily, and it is the Mary's Gold version. Which is going to be kind of cool, to be honest. So we got to melt it all the way in. Here we go. At least the weather's cooperating with me. We don't have that big wind kicking in right now. And, oh, by the way, the pull knobs came out awesome. So last night we did knobs for like a wood furniture or like a little handle grip for the ceiling fans. If you live in Florida, I know you got a ceiling fan. I think it's state law you got to have a ceiling fan in Florida. I'm joking, but yeah. All right, so now we got this built up. I'm going to show you my filter again. So this is what my glasses are made of. My glass blowing glasses are made of a material called didymium, and that is the filter right there. And you can see how it filters out all the sodium flare there. Not all, but pretty much. All right, so we're going to take it over. We're going to smash it on our little plate here. Oh, hell yeah, I'm getting better at that. There we go. Now we got a serious groove in there. Got my groove on. I'm going to try this one a little different. I am going to heat a little bit on the groove side because I need to bend this a little differently without breaking that mold there. There we go. And we got to wait for it to cool. We'll pull it off. So this is number 3. We have 3 more to make. Not too bad. We're doing good on time. And then Daisy Girl asked for hammer pens. So it's a pen that has a hammer shape to it. I think, I don't know, I think Red Squeak may have one. I know Dragonfly has one. They're kind of cool pens. So they are shaped like a hammer, but they're a writing pen, like a Bic pen. And we're going to carve this up. I'm liking this flower. I would like to try a version of this with yellow and then put pomegranate red bleeding into it. So like have a little red feathering technique in it, a little red to it. Oh man, I like this flower petal. I like it. So there, it'll hang on the, once we get it assembled. Yeah, this is cool looking. Thank you, Daisy Girl, for letting me make this. L to the B, how are you? What's up, John? Yeah, I like making this guy. I like making flowers in general. I think they're a blast to make. Red Squeaks was probably the hardest I've ever done, though. Red Squeak had the hardest flower I've ever made. There we go. I need this cutoff rod. And there we go. So there is the flower petal. I'm gonna see if I can shine a light on it. It's not gonna show yellow, but it will show the grooves. Oh, it's got a little yellow showing up. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's showing a little yellow. Pretty, right? So that's 3. We got to do 3 more. We'll stack them, and then I'll build the stem for it. And we'll see how that works. Might as well just pull all 3 large rods over here. There we go. There we go. Now I'm prepared. So let's build the next one. I hate it when it pops like that. And there we are. So again, we got to build up a little bit of a ball section, and then we'll flatten it onto the groove plate in front of me, and it'll create the little grooves in there. And then we'll pull it into the petal, carve a little bit of ruffles into it, and then we'll make 2 more, and then the assembly. What are the little things in the center of the flower? Oh, I can't remember the name. What are those little tiny little, they're like little worms coming out of the center of the flower. I can't remember the name. I can't remember it. Someone help me out. Someone in chat, help me the hell out. What are those little things in there do? No, preheating won't help the yellow. Yeah. Pistons. Thank you. Stigma. Oh, stamen. Stamia. Yeah, whatever they are. Those stuff. Thank you. See, I always know I can count on the audience to help me out. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. All right, here we go. A little bit more. Okay. And there we are. So again, I'll show you the filter. I like showing the filter. So this is what my actual glass blowing glasses look like when I'm working. You can see it cuts out a lot of that sodium flare in there. And then you'll notice the flame is blue through the lens. That's actually what the flame truly looks like. It looks white on camera. The camera can't pick it up very well. It's the one thing I've been trying to correct for a long time, but I think it has something to do with the ISO or something. Let me come over here and smash. Yeah, I'm getting good at that now. So there we go. We carved in the little grooves in there. And as I was saying earlier, I picked up this little tool. I don't know if you guys can see it sitting here. It's very small, like that. I picked it up at a thrift store. I always carouse the thrift stores looking for new tools. And it's always in the kitchen section. I'll show you my meat cleaver that I got not cleaver, meat tenderizer. It makes one of my favorite shapes. I'm going to turn this a little bit. So I'm trying to create these little curves in them so they look like they're natural flower petals. So you'll see here, I kind of curved it a little because I want to give it an organic look. I don't want just a straight petal on all of it. So I'm trying to give it a little bit of organic look here. Makes it a little difficult to put these little ruffles in here. Like that. Nope, not hot enough. Just putting little tiny baby ruffles in here. Ooh, that came out really good. Look at that. Doesn't that look more of like a natural petal as opposed to like a straight little flower stem? And we'll burn it off here. I like that petal. That looked really good. Then we got to clean up the end here. So what I'm doing right here, there's a little clear left on there. I don't want it left because as I go to assemble the flower and you put on each petal, if you leave that clear on there, you could mess it up and have just a little section of clear. And when you assemble it, you'll see all these little petals and then a cleared gap, and it ruins the whole flower. Let me show you my meat tenderizer. So this, I got it at a thrift store too. This makes kick butt pattern right there. So that makes a cool pattern for glass blowing. And it's just a meat tenderizer. I love that thing. It works really well too. Maybe after we do this, we'll put that together. What's up, Joanne? And here we go. You're trying to put together your printer, Robbie? I hate printers. You would think after all the technology we have today, someone could make a printer that doesn't suck. I hate printers. They are the most annoying thing on the planet for tech. I despise printers. All right, here we go. I think they design them to break. I think they make them so they break in like 3 years. That's my personal opinion, not a conspiracy opinion on it. I just really think they make them to break. Because like every 3 years, I have to buy a new printer. And here we go. Thermal laser label printer. I do have a thermal label. I had a big problem with one though. I bought the Dymo, which was really good printer, but it always has to be reset. And then I bought one, I can't remember the name of it. Rollo. It's called a Rollo printer for thermal labels. And it was during Christmas I got it, and I shipped out, I don't know how many orders on TikTok, probably like 30 or 40. And I always tape over my thermal labels because of rain or something. I always tape over it. And every single label that I taped over, the tape sucked the ink out of it. Only on the Rollo printer though. The Dymo stayed normal. But the Rollo, every single label sucked all the ink out of it, or the thermal. And I ended up losing probably half of those packages in the mail. And the other half, they were readable enough to get them back to me. But there are a few people on TikTok that are regular customers, and they can attest that sucked. And that happened during Christmas. Not a time to have a printer go bonkers. All right, here we go. We're going to flatten this out again. There we go. So I angled this one just a little bit so I can waffle it to the side a little better. Just angled it a touch. We're going to see how this method works. I've never made this flower before, so when it comes to final assembly, you guys are going to have to be a little bit patient with me, because I'm going to have to kind of guess on the assembly method. I'm going to give that one a little curve too. So there it is. So this is what it looks like before we put the ruffles in. So it's just got that straight petal look. We're going to put the ruffles in. I'll show you the difference after we get it assembled or finished. A little more heat on this guy. So one of the things that you'll notice I'm doing here, I'm not heating exactly in one spot. I'm kind of heating a little section of it so that as I go to add the little ruffle in there, it's moving not just the single section, but the two sides next to it. So it's bringing a little bit more of the whole petal up. So we're not stuck with just these kind of individual little spots. It's moving the whole thing. And then one more here. Ooh, I'm really liking this flower. I'm kind of excited about this. It looks good. So there it is. We'll see if it hits the yellow again. There we go. You can kind of see that yellow effect going through there. Oh, I love that. I wish it would stay that red and yellow color. That would be kick butt. That's why I was thinking about adding pomegranate later. It's a little bigger than I wanted to make, but I want it to look good too. Definitely want it to look good. And let's go ahead and remove that clear. So I'm also working on a new pen. There's a pen out there called the Uniball Zento. It's called the Uniball Zento. Apparently the ink flow on it is really good. So I'm going to try and make a glass pen using the Uniball Zento fitting in there, the ink cartridge. It's way different than the other ones. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. But you guys know I'm up for a challenge. All right, last one. We got one more to go, and then we'll start building the flower up. One more to go. And pop. And here we go. Yeah, this is going to be, I don't know, this may be one of my new favorite flowers. This might be one of my new favorites. It's very close to an iris as far as the petals are concerned, though. It's real close to an iris. For me, as far as constructing it, I guess I should say that. Okay, here we go. Let's get this baby done. I'm looking at, sorry, every once in a while I'm glancing away from the camera. I'm looking at photos. Whenever I'm making something new on my monitor in front of me, I have a photograph or an image of what I'm trying to make. Kind of helps me out for shape. Although it never works with a horse. Maybe when we hit 50,000 subscribers, I'll try a horse. By the way, we hit 25,000. What's up, Charlie? Yeah, we hit 25,000 subscribers. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone, for helping contribute to that. And speaking of which, if you're not currently following on TikTok or subscribed on YouTube, I would greatly appreciate a subscription on YouTube or a follow on TikTok, the free versions. Not asking you for money. Here we go. A little bit more here. All right, got one little spot here I need to fix. It's too wide right there and thin right by the clear. So we're gonna have to use a small flame. I gotta butt them up to each other. It'll mess the flower petal up for sure. There we go. And then we're going to separate. This is the last petal. And then we're going to start on the assembly. That's going to be my nemesis right there. Because I'm trying to figure out how to do those little stema or whatever pistons and not melt them while putting on the petals. Because they have to be done before we add the petals on. Because I can't put them into the inside of the flower once the petals are on. That's my only problem with it. Okay, we got a nice set of lines carved in there. And again, we're going to give it a little bit of that semi-curvature look, because the first three I did are very straight. The next three need to have a little bit of that curve based on my images here. We're going to heat it all the way up. And there we go. Separate it right here. Let's go ahead and carve this baby up. A little bit more here. Oh, yeah. That's looking good. And that is the last one we're doing. Again, I'll show you kind of the coloring before we go too far. So you can, it's going to be that yellow color. The darker sections are going to disappear. That red color is going to disappear. It's going to be that yellow. But man, that looks cool. That little reddish color on the inside looks so wicked. I got to figure that out. I definitely have to figure that technique out. It'll be twice as long to do it as this one, though. And yep, we're good. Pull that little bit of clear off. All right, so we got all 6 petals done. So the next spot I'm going to have to pull is the actual stem. We're going to build that out of a bigger piece of glass if I can. Check for any flaws. Nope. So what I was looking for there are any pieces of glass that might have flown onto, little bits that might have flown onto the rod and stuck, or little fractures, or even little sand marks in there. Because even though the clear comes from the factory, every once in a while, very, very rare, they can still have a piece of sand or stone stuck in it. And that is no good. Okay. Now we'll attach a little smaller rod here. We're going to fuse this one on. And we're going to pull right about oh man, this is going to be a tight one. I'm going to have to put a holding rod on. Not going to be able to do it without. And we're going to trim it to right about there. That should give me enough. Now I got to hurry up before that end that I attached first. It definitely has a potential for cracking if I let it cool off too much without hitting it in the flame. We're going to go ahead and separate here. And I don't need that, so that one is done. And I'm hoping I have it, it'll work. Not my optimal size, but it'll work. I'm going to attach it here. All right, so the next step, we're going to preheat this whole rod here, and then we're going to stretch it into a little bit of a stem. Now, a lot of people ask me, why don't you use green on the stems? I like to leave some stuff glass looking, like a crystal look. I don't want everything to be full color. I like to have a little bit of clear. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. All right, we made it. We're going to heat over here. So just a pro tip for my glass blowers watching that are new. One thing you'll notice as I'm heating this, I heat this and this a little longer than the middle. And the reason for that is as I'm bouncing back and forth, the middle's always getting heated. The middle's getting twice the heat of the two ends. So you spend a little more time out here. So that you keep it well balanced. The middle now we're going to heat up. We're going to focus on it because we want to thin that section out a little. And there we got a nice little curve to it. Then we'll bring it out here and trim this off. Because the center of this flower is also yellow. So we got to make sure we get enough yellow in here. If you stuck the petals onto just a clear rod, it wouldn't look right. So it's going to look a little short for the moment. And then we'll add the yellow on and it will balance it back out. So there we are. We got our curve. We're going to add yellow to the top up here. I need, sorry, I'm focusing on the flower real quick. Okay. So now we're going to add yellow up here. Yeah, I think we got enough on there now. All right, let's go ahead and round that out now. Get it blended in with that clear. Make it look like one solid unit here. I like this flower so far, but we're about to get to the part I'm sure I'm not going to like so much. All right. I got to bend it a little. It's going wrong direction. There we go. So just to give it a little bit of character on here, I noticed the flower has a little bit of dark color down in the inside of the stem. So we're going to add a little bit of some striations of black in here, very, very faint. So we're adding just a little bit of black in there, and then I'm going to kind of bleed it in with some clear. It's got to have a dark center, a little bit of dark in there, not all the way. Nope, too much. So we're just adding a touch of black in here to give it some depth and texture. Okay. So let me show you what I did there. We brought it in. I added a little bit of this texture. I think I'm going to add some red to the pomegranate, very light. But you can see we added a little bit of black in there just to kind of bleed it through a little. Like that. Now we're going to add a tiny bit of red. Unfortunately, the red won't show up as well. It's going to be a very faint look to it. So this color goes completely transparent while I'm working with it. It's very hard to see. Okay, we're looking good. Make sure it's all melted in. Now, after I start putting the petals on, you're barely going to see any of that color in there. The petals are going to cover up like 85% of it. But when you look at it, you'll see a little color depth in there. Just enough. And let's go ahead and get that melted all the way in. So again, the red won't show up right now. It's completely transparent. But anywhere you see those dark spots, that's where we have extra color built into it. And then that's the actual stem right here. So this is the stem. We'll add the petals to this. But first thing I got to build are those little pistons in here. So in order to do that, I'm going to park this in the kiln. And we're going to build those pistons right now. Or whatever they're called. Stema, pistons, whatever they are. Let's go ahead and build them in though. Let's make like probably 5. So I'm going to pull in close up for that. And let's see if I have some holding rods here. One there. If I have one more of these, I'll be really happy. I'm happy. All right, so we got to build. Let me see if I can do this. Hold on. You guys be patient with me for just a second. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to try something. It's probably going to suck, but give me 1 second. I'm working on something here. We're going to add. No, I won't be able to do it. Not yet. Damn it. All right, we're going to have to, I'll have to figure it out later. I was going to try and show you a picture of the flower. Actually, I can show you the flower. Hold on. I got it on my phone. So I want to show you what we're working on, because right now, if you've stuck with me this long, I appreciate it. And let me see if I can find, there it is. So I'm going to pop it onto the side camera, and you can see that's what we're building right there. So I'm trying to build those little middle piston, stemma, whatever. So that's what we're working on, that flower. I think that flower's gorgeous too. Okay, let's build the first one. We got the yellow part done. And we're going to add the little black up here. Okay, got that done. So let me transfer this off this rod, and I'll show you what we just built. So there's the little part we built right there. So it's got the yellow with the black on it like that. Now those don't have to go in the kiln. Thank goodness. So we're going to build 5 of those. And then we're fully ready for assembly. I may have to make them a little thicker though. I'm worried about shipping. I'm going to try a thicker version right now. I think that works. Not much of a difference in look, but definitely a difference in build quality. That's better. I feel a little better about it. I'll show you the difference here. So there's the skinny one, and there's a little bit thicker. Not much of a difference, but enough that I'm not worried about it breaking. Definitely a better output there. Let's go ahead and finish those up. Yeah, thicker's better. All right, so we'll build 3 more of these and then we'll do the full assembly. This is the first time I've ever built this flower. So it's a little bit of a learning curve. Yeah, this is my first time building this flower. I love making flowers. I wish I was as good as the father and son team that did the Harvard Glass Botanical Garden. If you want to see some of the best glass in the world, Google or look up Harvard Botanical Garden. And it was a father-son team that did the best replication of vegetation I've ever seen in my life. It's actually some of the best glass I've ever seen in my life. To me, it outranks anything Chihuly did by a long shot. I don't even know if anybody could replicate it today very well. But it's the glass flowers of Harvard. Glass Botanical Garden. Definitely some of the best glass I've ever seen in my entire life. And the funny part about it, they didn't have the technology that we have today with glass. So they built all that without having modern equipment. And then they had to make all their colors for the flowers. So they made every single color. I mean, that was a project and a half by itself. And this one we're just going to curve. Like that. Couple more to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more after this, actually. I'll show you the hard part about this. So the hardest part about this was getting that little black part on there fused right into the yellow and kind of blending it in. I didn't just set it on there. We had to physically blend it into it. And that was the hardest part about it. because if you just set it on there, it'll fall off. Okay, one more to go. One more, and then we'll start the assembly. I got to pay attention to the flower layout. Okay. Okay, there we go. And let's get this little bit of black on here. And then we'll start the assembly. Okay, before we start the assembly, I want to show you what we're building so you can kind of see what we're working on. There's a side. So I'm going to show you the flower we're working on. It's that version right there. So those. So that's what we're building at the moment. Has a couple different variations of how it looks. Like that too. So what I built in the first part is the little needle parts in the center. And now we're going to start the assembly. I'll turn my fan down, get a shot of Mountain Dew, and let's go. Now the first couple aren't going to be a problem. It's when we start getting to the others, these things are going to want to fall over on each other. So I gave you the side view. Now we'll go up to the close-up. And the last one. All right, so there's where we're at so far. We have the little extension. Now, one of them melted or moved on me a little bit. You can see that one that's really far off. That's what I was saying. They tend to want to move around. So I'm going to have to focus it back into place. Then we're going to do the one on the other side. Much better. So I'll show it to you from the side view now. So now you can see we got them all fused on there. And there's our little bit of color down in the bottom. And now we just have to assemble all the petals. Actually, I'm going to go this view. So I got to focus on this flower. And let's go. No better time than the present. Got to figure out the best way to assemble this sucker. Then one of those little pieces moved on me right there. Let's go and grab the next one. I'm going to have to do it this way. No choice. Then we grab the third one. I got to tell you, I'm sweating bullets right now. Not because I'm hot, because I'm nervous as hell. little nerve-wracking. All right, so there we are so far. Now we just have 3 more to go. Get that fused in there really good. I like it so far. All right, 1 more to go. There we go. Burn that off. Thank you for the swan. All right, I cannot leave it out very long, but there it is. So there's the flower. I cannot leave it out very long. It has to go in the kiln right away. But yeah, I like it. I think it came out good. What do you guys think? I like it. Oh, do I put the finished flowers in a vase? Yeah, you can put it in a vase for sure. No, my nerves were from the My nerves were from actually the assembly part. Yeah, I was nervous about the assembly because you're right at the last point where you hate to go through all that work and then have something go fall. So what I'm going to do right now, since we're got a moment, I'm going to take this yellow. We're going to bunch up some of the yellow, and I'm going to try the red on it just to see what it looks like. And we'll let that petal kind of cool in the kiln, and we'll come back to it. But boy, that flower looks good. I was trying to think if I could make a smaller version of that because that thing's huge. Maybe we'll do the smaller version with the red on it, because that piece is big. It's very big. Let's go ahead and see if we can get some red on here and kind of create a hybrid color. We'll make it look good. I want to see if I can do a hybrid color of it. So we'll add some of the pomegranate on here, bleed it in, and see what it looks like. Thank you very much for the swan, by the way. You got it, Daisy. Yeah, I appreciate all the gifts. I do. I know it's not required by anybody, and I certainly appreciate all the gifts you guys send. Helps the stream a lot. You know what helps the stream a lot? When you guys comment. Lots and lots of comments in the chat help, and then subscription on YouTube and follows on TikTok. If you really want to help me out, that's what will matter. That actually makes a huge difference on the channel. All right, so we're going to come through and we're going to add in all this red. Actually, I don't need that big flame. So this is going to be a hybrid version. Okay, so the red doesn't show up right away. I have not made a Pooh Bear. Nope. All right, so we got all the color on here. So there's yellow underneath and then a pomegranate red. It's very transparent. But you can see how we got those little swirls going. So we're going to heat it up, put it in the smasher, give it the ridges, and then I'll pull it into a petal and see what we got. It'd make a pretty pendant, to be honest. I bet you this would make a pretty petal pendant. Let's make that. Let's turn this into a pendant. Okay, I just discovered I have to do it a different way here. So I'll show you why I have to do it different. So on the back here, you can see where it's connected to the clear rod. It looks kind of jagged. It's all clumpy, but the top is smooth. So if I pulled this down, that would be a flaw in there. So we're going to switch the sides. And I'll smooth out that end too. And then when I smash it down, we don't have any flaws. Because I can't get close enough to that to melt it without warping that clear rod. And then the clear blends into the color, and then it throws the whole thing off. Actually, I can show you right here. So this is what I was referring to. See how jagged it is at the edge? Sorry, up at the top. So if I tried to smash that, all those little crevices would create little divots. And then it wouldn't look right. So we're going to smooth all that out, then smash it. Get rid of that clear. So we're going to heat it up out here. I'm going to go out to this section because we're going to use this tool right here. This is a little ridge tool. I'll show you the tool afterwards too. Actually, I better do it now because it's going to get hot. So this is what I use to create the lines. They're just this little, I think it's a heat sink off of something. I swear, I think it's a heat sink. For like an electronic tool, for something electronic. But I found that sitting in a thrift store, and I think I paid 50 cents for it. And I can't even tell you how awesome it is. Ooh, that did good. So then it creates those ridges for me like that. So now we got the ridges running throughout the whole thing. We're going to make this into a pendant. All right, we got that part done. Let's go ahead and put the ruffles in. I'm going to pull this a little too wide at the bottom down here. I want to thin it down just a little. There we are. Much better. And then we got to make a cool hook for it. So I'm going to do the hook out of red. And I got to give it a little bit more of a bend here. Actually, what do you think? A red hook or a green? Should we do green on it? I think green might look good. What do you guys think? Red or green? There we go. So there's the yellow popping through. The red's not showing up yet. But I'm thinking maybe green, yeah? Yeah, I think green might look good. Let's go ahead and make the green hook. I got this perfect green too. I made this color. So this is a green that I made. It actually may have uranium. I'm guessing. Oh, holy crap, it is. It'll have a uranium hook. Oh my God, it's got uranium. I thought I made this uranium color. Doesn't that look pretty? So that'll be a perfect green for it. And it's uranium. Yeah, that's going to be wicked cool. That's my dog, Fritz. He lets me know when anybody's around my studio. He's a barky barky. He misses his grandma. He can't wait for her to come home. All right, let's go ahead and get this melted into a hook. So we basically just took that flat part, folded it over, created our own hook. We'll add in some, we'll round it out with the graphite tool, make it a little cleaner. So this is the graphite. And I just hit the side of that. I can't believe, if I tried to hit the side of that, I couldn't. But when I don't try, I automatically hit it. If I tried to nail that little spot, I wouldn't be able to hit it. But nope. Got to do it that way. Isn't that the way life works? No, I don't do any Disney characters. Nope. I am not going to get sued by Disney. Not going to happen. They are not negotiable with fun stuff. Yeah, they don't play around. Disney's like Nintendo, very, very protective, especially on YouTube and TikTok. Yeah, not going to get sued. Let's go ahead and get that put together. I might make a couple of these tonight. Oh, I didn't even try to make Hello Kitty. They just came after me because it looked too close. I didn't even make Hello Kitty. They just thought it looked too close to it. Sanrio was like very aggressive. Then we pull that off. Let's go ahead and separate this here. That's a cool pendant. That may have to go in the arsenal. That when that cools off, that's going to be one cool looking pendant. We may do a couple of these tonight. I might try them in different colors. But that is a cool pendant. It's very light too. So you wouldn't even know that you were wearing this. It's so light. Yeah, you wouldn't even know you were wearing that. I got to get it way to the back of the kiln though. I'm going to try and get that red to show up. Back of the kiln for you. So you know what color I got to make that out of, right? Anybody want to guess what color we're going to make next? Anybody want to guess the next color? Anybody want to take me up on it? Like a pepper? I don't know what kind of peppers you eat, but my peppers are not flat. Yeah, my peppers are not flat. Anybody want to guess what the next color is going to be? I'll give you a good guess. I'll let you all check it out. Amber purple. You got it. Someone knows me very well. Let me go grab some amber purple. We got to try it. You know we got to try amber purple. Can't do a day without that. Oh, we're going to try amber purple and double amber purple. So we're going to do an amber purple and a double amber purple. So if you're not familiar with this color, you are in for a treat. If you're new to the channel, you're in for a treat. This is like one of the greatest colors ever made. I got to move my seat because my butt is not in the right position. So this is one of the greatest colors ever made. It's by far on my top 3 list. It's probably my favorite color. This is probably my favorite color. Even though I make glow in the dark glass, this has got to be my favorite still. And you're about to see why. We're going to do the amber purple and then we'll do the double saturated version of it. And you're going to see colors bouncing through this thing, especially with the ridges that are amazing. I call it the tie-dye of glass. So here we go. We're going to start off. Now, the funny part about it, it looks very clear when you start. Boy, this color moves so much faster than the yellow. Holy moly. Man, this color is like butter compared to that yellow. So every color has a different feel to it. They all melt differently. The yellow that I was using is what I would call a medium stiff color, meaning it doesn't flow really fast. It has a slow flow to it. This particular color has a very fast flow, meaning it'll droop and drip much faster than most of the other colors. So if you were to get them both at the same temperature and have them drip down, this color would go twice as far as the yellow, even though they're the same coefficiency and literally the same type of glass. But because of the metal oxides in there, you get different flow rates. And this one moves very fast. And there we go. And if you are interested in one of the pendants that I'm making tonight, let us know. These are going to go for $35. It's going to be a good deal. Early access to them. Okay, there we go. So this will be a little education if you're new to my channel. So you can see the color kind of struck up in the middle. It has that purple hue to it. I'm going to shine a light on here so you can see what we got. Okay, that is not the color. Okay, not even close to the color, but I wanted you to get a look at it before we go too far. So if you've not been to my channel before, you've not watched glassblowing with me, this is one of my favorite colors. It's one of the most magical colors on the planet. It is called amber purple because when it finally does color in from the flame, it has an amber base to it, but then there's purples and blues that are bouncing through it, like a purple and blue sheen. And it just transforms into something amazing. Oh, I'm going to go all the way out so you guys can see the smashy. Ooh. We got some serious ridges in there. Now on the bottom, you can start to see that color transforming right there. So it's starting to get its little transformation there. You can see that little bit of blue down there, like that. And then the rest of it just has a little bit of color, but look at it from the side, got the amber color. And here we go. We got to use a very oxidizing flame. It loves lots of oxygen. Oh, yeah. That's a bad shape right there. That looks good. That's the shape right there. I'm not going to show it yet. I'm going to make you guys wait for a minute. Let's get the ruffles in here. I'm not even going to show it off yet. All right, let's go ahead and burn off the haze. Hold on, sorry about the noise. That's how we make the color do what we need it to do. All right, so there we are. Isn't that pretty? But there's more. Ready? Here comes the super reveal. 3, 2, 1. Look at that. There we go. Now this is going to have even more color to it after I get done. So we're going to burn off a little bit more. All right, let's put a little punty on it. I'm gonna do the hook out of this with green, clear. I don't think it would require green, although we can put a uranium on there. So let's give it a second. We're gonna burn it off here, and then we'll make a little hook for it. I got a little bit of this uranium glass, so might as well use it. But I wanted to show you again, so you can see kind of that color. Now, the interesting part is if you come from behind, you can see it's amber. So that's why it's called amber purple. Again, amber, purple. We're going to make another uranium hook out of it. And then we'll do the double amber purple of that. So we're going to bring it in and we're going to melt this into a little flat disc, create a little hook for it. And then I'll have a moment I can show you the flower that we just completed. I just looked, it's pretty safe in there. I'll be able to bring it out temporarily. I'll have probably 10 seconds or less, but we can bring it out. Again, we manufacture the little hook. It's actually a petal. It's the petal off the flower we just got done. So once I show it to you, you'll see it kind of has the ruffle petal look to it. We can make a leaf. But no, that's not the leaf. But since we're running this tonight with the new flower, I'll do a fun little promo on these. And if you're a member or if you're a member on YouTube or a subscriber on TikTok, don't forget to mention that you are, so you get the bonus with your purchase. don't forget to mention that you are one of those. We'll verify it through the channel, and then you get your little bonus. I like this. This might be a new pendant for sure. It's very elegant. You could wear this with jeans, or you could wear it with a, more formal outfit if you wanted. There we go. So let's bring it over. There we go. So now you can see we got those little ruffles in there. And you can see the purple coming out. I'm going to have to hold it this way. So yeah, we definitely have the amber purple. And the beauty is when you shine it through, you got that amber color. This one's gorgeous. All right, let me get this moved a little bit, and I'll show you the flower we just completed. I'll change the camera view because I can't leave it out that long. So we're going to pop out full camera. There we go. I'm going to bring it right in this zone. And there is the flower. It just is freaking cool as hell. I love that. It's bad. Yeah, that is bad. I love that flower now. All right, let's do one more petal here. And this is going to be the double amber purple on here. So this is going to actually be more in the blues and greens look. It's going to have a little bit of amber to it, but mostly it's going to have blue and green in there. Let's go ahead and get this done. So we got to build our little ball up here. I'm going to try and not get that funky end at that I had last time. We're going to keep it nice and smooth. There we go. So we're going to build this up a little. So far, so good. Got it all smooth. I'm kind of practicing these small petals too, in case I want to try that flower smaller at some point. Because that was way bigger than I anticipated. It's like twice the size I really wanted to make. But it is what it is. So I'm practicing these petals. I could do a small version of it. And that's why I'm also practicing the petals here. Okay, we're going to separate. Would also look good gold fumed. Gold fume would look really good on there. Looks good. So the amber purple, the double amber purple gets real ambery right off. It starts out much, much darker in the beginning. But remember I said it'll have more purple blue, more blue green. Look at that. All right, let's get it shaped out. It's going to get loud. I have to run a oxygen-rich flame for this. I'm going to bend this one quite a bit. Oh, oh, that's going to look cool. All right, let me straighten it out a little. And we're going to burn it off. Oh my God. All right, here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Then we got those colors bouncing. Remember I said more blues and greens through it? Look at that side. Oh my God. But again, transfer through and you have that amber color coming through. So that's why it's called amber purple. This is double amber purple. No, I did not sell all the lightsaber pens. You guys want to see the lightsaber pens? I have them right handy. If you want to see the lightsaber pens, I will bring them out. I have them really close. I know, right, Dragonfly? This is a great color. Now this one I'm going to do a clear hook on. The green would definitely throw the color off. Yeah, let me finish. Let me put a hook on this and then I'll bring out the pens. But yeah, a green hook on this one would completely destroy the color. It wouldn't look good. Let's get this hook all done real quick. It's out of clear, it's fast. Now the lightsaber pens I have actually do glow in the dark, not only under black light, but actually in the dark too. This is my favorite hook to make. This one and a leaf hook. I just like the look of this. It doesn't have that skinny glass look to it. It has the wide frame all the way around. I like that style. I think it's a little more elegant, and it's definitely a lot stronger. This is definitely a lot stronger hook than those skinny bales that you see people put on, like the super skinny ones. Oh my God, this one is freaking, I can't say it. I don't want to get flagged. This one's bad. This would be a pretty flower, this color. This color would definitely be a pretty flower to make it out of. I'm going to show it to you this way before we separate it. It's much easier. It's just, the colors are amazing. You could technically wear it either way. You could have this towards the front or that towards the front. And again, you got the amber running through there. You can see how ambery it is. And then you got that. Go ahead and separate this. Yeah, that's a wicked cool color. If I were amber, if I were lightsaber pins, hold on one second. I got to get up and get them. I thought they were right next to me, but they are not. They're on the other end of the studio here. Gonna have to set them down. I learned not to put cardboard on my hot bench a long time ago. You don't want to have hot bench and cardboard. They don't go together very good. They're not a good combination. All right, here we go. So let's bring this out to the side. So there is first lightsaber pen, and then it will glow in the dark. So you can see it has that glow. So it's going to kind of glow blue-green like that. And this one has the uranium top on it and the uranium sides. But I'll bring it out here. So there's the handle, blade, and then that's the Bic insert. So like that. It's a wicked cool pin. That's number one. Number two is this one. Same color scheme, just a little different on the bottom. But there is number two. Same thing, it glows in the dark. So that's the color it will glow in the dark. Like that. Then the third one I did with Lucy. Now the Lucy shows up a little bit. You can kind of see a little on the side. It looks a little red, but mostly it's going to be that blue glow like that. And there it is in its full form, but that has the uranium handle on it like that. But this has the red accents on it. I'm trying to see if I can show that Lucy look. It's not showing up. In the dark, it shows up with a black light, but yeah, that's the white version with the blue glow. red accents. Could I do a double heart in amber purple that can hang from a rear view mirror? Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can definitely do hearts. That's not a hard thing. It would have to be smaller, but it depends on how you want the hearts configured. You know what I mean? There's so many different ways to construct that. You know, have to talk about a shape on that, because there's so many different ways to configure double hearts. What was I going to make? Oh, I wanted to show you guys the effect of doing the meat cleaver, or not meat, I call it a meat cleaver, meat tenderizer. So I'm going to show you the pattern that this makes. We'll do something out of this. So this is one of my $1 finds in the thrift shop. So this was $1. I couldn't believe it. And for a tool, that is cool. We're going to leave it right out here. See if you guys can see it right there. So we'll smash it right here so you guys can get a view. Put the little, there, that's pretty stable. So for this one, we're going to do a little bit of amber purple, a little double amber purple, and we will punch it in, and we'll get all different transitions through that with the colors. Let me see if I got a shorty here. I do. Actually, I want shorter than that. Let me see if I got a little bit of shorty rod here. Nope, that's way too short. Here we go. So we're going to go ahead and do some amber purple, double amber purple. Like that. I don't mind mixing them. And then we're going to pop it up here. And there we go. So I'm going to build up a little clear. So this will have two sides to it. The side that's going to have all the color will get smashed into the meat tenderizer for the waffle look. This one's going to be left clear on this side. I like the clear side because it's going to show what amber purple looks like through clear versus exposed by itself. They're two totally different looks. So you'll get different colors through here based on how you're looking at it. So we're going to build this up. I want to make sure I got enough on here. Otherwise, we don't get much of that waffle look to it. Okay, we'll go ahead and separate it there. And we'll punchy it up. And then I'll finish the double amber purple side, and we'll smash it into the meat tenderizer. So now we'll build more of this up. And then we'll push it in there and get the impression in there. Okay, so we got what I call the ice cream cone. Looks like an ice cream cone a little when it starts going in that method. All right, we're going to go ahead and bring it over and smash it down. I'm going to try and do it without burning my arm, because I centered it too close to the flame. And 3, 2, 1. And it creates this just cool little waffle look like that. But when you hit it with the light, this is why I like amber, purple, and double, because you get all those different colors bouncing through. You can see we got different colors bouncing all around. Kind of went a little goofy on me right there. I'm going to actually remelt that. I don't know. I don't like that little strand in there. I'm going to spiral it this time. We're going to redo that. I was not super happy with that look, but the design is cool. Hopefully got a better look to it this time. I don't know if we will. Yeah, now we got it more even ringed. But yeah, it kind of has that little waffly look. Look how purple that is. But then you go through the back and you got amber. Like that. And then the trick is we got to be able to pull it off the back end and not mess up the waffle look. Oh my God, really? So I got to hit it on a punty right at one little dot there. Like that. Then we'll burn off the back. And then I'm going to show you what amber purple and double amber purple look like through clear. Remember I said I was going to do the clear side so you could see it? We're going to bring it back in, and I'll show you what that color looks like through clear. Two totally different looks. This is going to take a second. When I did that second stamp in there, it indented it a little. A little bit more. And there we go. Now there's no little concaved area in there. All right, so I'll bring it back over. And here we go. Looks just kind of orange puck, right? 3, 2, 1. Now you can see kind of those colors swirling through. Those colors get better and better and better as they kind of cook in the kiln. And then there's the waffle side. Totally trippy, right? Now remember what that looked like. Kind of remember what it looked like. I'm going to put a little hook on this guy. Let's make a tiny little hook for it. And we'll put a little bail on there and see what it looks like. And we're going to bring it out, smash it, flip the loop. Ew, it went a little crooked. We're definitely going to have to fix that. That went a little that went a little funky. It definitely went off to the side a little goopy. So we got to fix it. That's better. And again, anything I'm making right now other than that first flower is available for purchase, should you desire to want something. All right, now we got that hook on there really good. I'm not going to have it facing square. I'm going to kind of create a diamond shape with the image here. There we go. Yeah, I like that. I don't like it all squared off. I kind of like to have it at an angle. Then we're going to take that and pop it, and then I'll smooth out that little spot that I had it attached. Make sure we're all straight. All right, let's take a look at that back color again. Remember I said it was going to get better? So see how much green, but you can see those little dots poking through it. Can you see the little colored dots poking through there? Kind of cool, right? And then there's the other side. So we got the waffle purple. But I do like that look where the dots come through. You can see them transferring through. Kind of neat looking. Yeah, it's kind of cool having those dots punched through. What colors will you use with the flower? Which flower are you referring to? Yeah, that was a pendant. Okay, Jackie, you got it. Thank you for the email. Yeah, we already made the flower. I won't be making a second one of that size tonight. I'm debating on whether I should do a small version. That was kind of angry piece. I do have one marble available that I'll show you too. No one's claimed it, and I don't know why. It's absolutely amazing. Can I write inside glass? Yep, I sure can. I don't like doing that though, because you have to write backwards. Can you see the, yeah, I can bring the lily out for 10 seconds. That's it. I'll bring the lily out for 10 seconds and that's all. I can't leave it out. It needs to stay hot. So I'll bring it out right in this zone. But there it is. Like that. And there's the stem. It's a lot bigger than I anticipated. There. Thank you, Betty. Yeah, that flower came out absolutely insane. Yeah, that one was insane. All right, I do have to take a break though. It's been 2.5 hours, so I need a short break. I don't know if I'll be back on, but I'm going to try. It depends on what's going on inside the house with things, but I definitely need to take a break. My voice is going hoarse right now, so I need to give myself a rest for just a little bit. Yep. So I will see you all hopefully in a little bit.